Hey, I just want to show you a few maintenance issues you need to be aware of before you purchase this, just in case you have hard water. If you have a water softener, this thing's going to cycle perfectly for you, probably 100% of the time. If you have calcium in your water or minerals, things like that, here's what you need to do. Just make sure you cycle through some vinegar and water through this side once or twice a year, and that should keep this thing rocking. Little things in here and a hose, they get clogged with calcium buildup, so cycling through vinegar will break that up. On this side, same thing kind of happens. You can pour vinegar water mix down here, let it sit, for 8 hours while you're at work, then cycle it through a few times while it's hot, and then that will break up everything in there. If you do need to get in here, you can flex this together and pop this out. I broke mine after 6 years of having this, but it's not a big deal. It still lays in there nice. And then there's a single screw here. Just pull that out, and you'll see the mesh screen. That'll get caked up with calcium and make it hard for the water to cycle and do what it needs to do. And there's usually calcium buildup all over in here. So I just cleaned mine. Mine is still hot. If yours is not cycling after you run vinegar through it, then you probably have a clog, which is going to be right here. This top piece, you just twist it slightly, pull it down, and this needle here, you need to be able to push water through there, like a water jet, or take a toothpick, clean it out, run some water through there. That'll get plugged, and then it will not cycle through any water for your coffee. There's a needle here as well. Make sure you can get water down there, and you should be able to see daylight through that needle. And then sometimes the bottom of a K-cup will bust off, and it'll start accumulating down in this little port, and that's the last port before it goes in your cup. So make sure you tip that out every once in a while, knock out those little plastic shards. It does come with a custom K-cup thing, so you can just fill this up with your own coffee. So you don't have to rely on this if that's what you would like to do. And then if there's one other thing which I never found on the internet as far as a fix, but I cleaned out the needles, still wouldn't work. I ran vinegar through, still wouldn't work. It wanted to pump, but it would stop. And what ended up happening is that's why I ended up taking all this out. There's a little hole right there, and there's a hose that dips down and does its thing inside the unit. And there must have been an air pocket or something trapped in there. And I took a little air compressor and one little hit of that, and it dislodged whatever it was, and it started working. You could probably just blow through a straw down in there and it would do the same thing. But if you're at a loss for what to do, it's only done that once in like 6 years, but I just freed that up and everything started working perfectly after that. But like I said, if you have hard water, you're going to have to do a little maintenance with this, but you'll have to do that with any coffee maker. And then if you have a water softener, this thing will work perfectly for you. This thing's great. Brew times, just so you know, this side is 11 minutes for a full up to the number 12 on here. 11 minutes until that is done brewing. And then on this side, you got 2 minutes and 40 seconds if you start with cold water in here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds until you effectively have a cup of coffee. The pump runs until 3 minutes, but you're only getting a few drops after the 2 minute 40 second mark. So this does slide out as well if you want to accommodate a travel mug. And yeah, great unit. I think you'll enjoy it.